I profoundly hope not. I mean, I was very much involved in Spain coming into the European Union, and I was president of the Council of Foreign Ministers in '77. I went to see the King, and I went to see Felipe González and Suarez, the Prime Minister, and told them that we just met in Leeds Castle. Greece would come in first, and then Portugal and Spain would come in. And it took a few more years, but that was the basic decision. And I've always thought it was a tremendous thing that we made that enlargement really for political reasons. And three countries that had had great difficulty, the Greeks with the junta, the Spanish with from Franco, and the Portuguese too. And I think Spain has done fantastically well, and I think has built a very strong democracy. And so I am hopeful that they will treat this as, an ongoing issue, but understanding, and there will be none of the traumas. The last time I was here in this house, actually, was 1969 when I was Minister for Navy, and that was not a happy time in relations. And seeing how much they've improved, it seems to me absurd to think that people want to go back in history and back in time. Spain is now a very modern, highly successful country, had difficulties, of course, with the Eurozone, and still has difficulties. I think they'll see their biggest issue, which is to be able to remain in the Eurozone. I think the Eurozone will become smaller, it will be reformed, it will be more disciplined, and Spain will, I think, try very hard to be a member of that core Eurozone, and I hope they'll succeed.
As Foreign Secretary, you had dealings with Gibraltar. In fact, the government that you formed part of is not remembered particularly fondly in Gibraltar, associated with the Hattersley Memorandum, which suggested Gibraltar's future lay with Spain, and your own participation in the Strasbourg talks, where it's reported that joint sovereignty was mooted. How would you answer these criticisms, and has your view changed?
My view not changed, and joint sovereignty wasn't mooted, and a Hattersley Memorandum took place before I became Foreign Secretary. I watched very carefully the situation in Gibraltar, and we played it within the context of Spain coming into the European Union. It was obviously going to take time, but I believe that was a period where there were neither any great changes except for a warming up of relations between Britain and Spain. And that started under my period when I was Foreign Secretary, as I say, when I went to Madrid in '77. From then on, I believe relations were positive, and Spain had bigger things on their agenda, and that's what I still do. Look, I come from West Country, Plymouth. I know, I was Minister for the Navy. I know this relationship pretty well, and I'm a great sailor, and I fish in the waters of each other's seas, and we are now going to take back fishing. For example, there are historic Spanish rights in fishing, historic French rights in fishing. I'm sure we'll honor those, and we'll accept historic happenings, and I believe that Spain will do the same. If they don't, well, we'll play with that when it comes, but I think we should not be foretellers of gloom. It's a very different world that we all live in now to when things were bad in '69. So I look on huge changes. I know from Gibraltar's point of view, you're bound to be anxious. I don't expect you to be anything else. And I don't want to be over-optimistic, but I believe the world is different, and I believe Spain is a hugely more self-confident country, and self-confidence allows you to deal with these problems and keep them in their proper position historically and in the modern world.